in the heart of Sao Paulo in Brazil at the Sambadrome venue where carnivals electrify spectators. This weekend is all about electric power in single-seater racing cars, competing on a road course just steps away from where the late great Ayrton Senna grew up as a kid. Welcome to our coverage as Formula E moves into a second decade of competition using updated Gen 3 Evo cars with a new weapon, a four-wheel drive system to use at various key moments. And this is the track that those key moments will make an application to. The track is 1.8 miles long, 2.9 kilometers within Sao Paulo, within this huge city. And the first run down to the first corner can be key for overtaking. I'm sure we will see some changes of position as they come down into turn 1. Turn 2 and 3, the attack mode can come in on the exit of turn 3 to give you extra speed for a couple of laps, but it's the chicane at turns 4, 5 and 6 where you've got to be very careful not to make contact with another car. They will all be tight together, especially in the pack racing that we do expect at some stage during this race. Up to the top end of the track through turns 7 and 8, back down through the kink at turn 9 and then into the amazing turn 10 where Sam Bird last year made that brilliant move going around the outside of leader Mitch Evans, taking the lead and going into the last corner in front, holding on to it and therefore taking victory. And the last race here in Sao Paulo, absolutely brilliant performance. He's got a tougher time this time, but it does prove to be a brilliant track for Formula E's first race of a new season. So, we are looking forward to the battles that are coming up, and the virtual race engineer reckons that the optimal position is third to save energy. That's what we're all wondering. What position is ideal? No matter where you start from, where do you want to be running? So let's start down at the back. Mitch Evans, who was fighting for the championship last year with Nick De Vries, the former champion, on the back row. Then we've got David Beckman and Zane Maloney, who's making his first Formula E race. Then we have Jake Hughes and Taylor Barnard. Taylor has raced before, but this is his first full season. There's Sam Bird down in 16th place, having won last year. Nico Muller starting in 15th place. Lucas de Grassi, another champion. He starts 14th. Robin Frines for Envision in 13th place. 12th on the grid, another champion, Sebastian Boemi and Dan Tickton, who just missed out on the top 10. So then let's take a look at how it all goes for those that are a little bit further up on the grid. The top 10 always important, of course, as we go into the pack. And one of the ones who just missed out on getting into the duels, which takes the top 8 drivers who then battle for pole position, was Nick Cassidy, big title contender last year, and he will be starting the grid from 10th position for the Jaguar team. So Nick Cassidy, there he is, starting in 10th place on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side is Stoffel van Dorn, another former champion. He'll be starting with Maserati. John-Eric Verne, two-time champion with DS Penske on the left, starting 8th, starting 7th. Edo Mortara on the right, racing for Mahindra. It was a very good effort in qualifying from Edo. Norman Nato on the left for the Nissan team, his 50th ever start. And then we have another former champion, Antonio Felix da Costa in the Porsche on the right. He starts in 5th place, just 2 positions behind his teammate. On the left end, we've got Max Günther, who's moved to DS Penske this year, regular jeweler at qualifying here. And there is Jake Dennis, who only just missed out on the battle for pole, former champion, driving for Andretti. Second on the grid is Oliver Rowland, another Brit who won the last race of last season. But starting from pole position on the right is the man who took the title at that last round in London to win the last season. It is Pascal Wehrlein with the purple Porsche, who will be starting from pole position for this first race of the new season. And we are getting ready to go. They're moving from their key position to their main starting position now, as we are all ready then for a 31 lap race. It can be extended if there are delays or safety cars, but if there's no safety car, we are expecting this to be a 31 lap race, the first race of season 11 into a new decade. And remember, it's four-wheel drive that is going to help them get off the line and accelerate them down towards the first corner. And it is Pascal Wehrlein who starts from pole. Oliver Rowland alongside him on the front row. Jake Dennis on the second row with Max Günther alongside him on that second row. And on the third row, Antonio Felix da Costa and Norman Nato. We're looking on board with Sebastian Buemi. We're waiting for those lights to show us that we are getting ready to go. We're not quite there yet. Is there a delay? I wonder. Is there a slight problem? We're not hearing any news just yet. Normally it would be a fairly rapid run to the grid. The lights are coming on. It looks like we're getting ready to, oh no, delay. We do have a delay. Joining me in the commentary box, a racer for Formula E and a current world champion, of course, in world endurance, Andre Lotra. Andre, delays do happen sometimes.
It can happen, but shouldn't. Maybe there's issues with the start lights. It looks like, something in that region. Bit annoying for the drivers because they were fully focused to go. They did their burnout, and now let's see. Maybe there will be a message from the race director.
I'm just hearing that Robin Freins might have had a problem, which might have led to delay. I'm not sure yet. You're on board here at this moment with Pascal Wehrlein as we wait to see what is happening. Yellow flag is out, but no action taking place yet. On board Sam Bird, the winner from this race last year. He did start further up the grid on that occasion, but we're into a new... Let's listen.
I'm waiting, the car's starting up.
Nope, didn't quite catch that. But Robin Freins, we did wonder whether Robin Freins was the one that was going to be having a little bit of trouble.
Everyone, we had to delay the start. We will start a new procedure, so stand by please. We need to remove one car from the grid. Please wait for following instructions.
So
yeah, race director making that decision.
Yeah, for safety concerns, maybe they were able to get the message that one car was in trouble, and yeah, it's definitely safer like this because you don't want a collision with a car standing at the start, and it's always safety first.
James Roster with us as well, former team principal in Formula E. James, this is not ideal for any team, is it, to have this slight delay when everything has built up to the moment?
No, not ideal. Everyone's got their processes and procedures, and this throws a massive spanner into the works. One of the things that's interesting, this is a Jaguar powertrain. Now, we saw Mitch Evans have the issues earlier on today with his inverter in qualifying, which put him at the back of the grid. And now we've got another problem.
I don't have the air anymore, but if I go to launch mode, the car's rolling away. It doesn't stop.
Not sure we're going to hear what Robin's got to say.
We're hoping to get radio, but yeah, we don't seem to be getting it at the moment. But whatever.
Yeah, I do question whether it's the same issue that that happened on Mitch's car earlier. We saw that unfortunately, Mitch was very fast in all the practice sessions, and he just got compromised by a technical issue. And it looks like it could be, well, it's definitely a technical issue, but it could be something similar.
Yeah, hopefully it's not an inverter issue, because that means that Jaguar will have a serious problem if they have this issue on different cars. And the thing is, with the inverter, if you change it too often, you have grid penalties.
Now remember, in Formula E, the rules are not that you get an extra warm-up lap or anything. You just sit on the grid waiting to go. That's what they're basically doing. Yeah,
now it will be interesting to see how the teams will react on this, because they are preparing the systems, the traction control based on a given tire temperature and the grip they're estimating, and the tires will cool down, and now maybe they will have more wheel spin, or let's see, maybe they can adjust the traction control in a different way to optimize the start in an unknown situation.
Well, that's what
okay, attention everyone, we will repeat the start sequence. We will repeat the start sequence as it's in the sporting regulations.
Yeah. So the repeat of the starting sequence, but they will not be moving because they are already on the grid. So we'll just wait for those orange lights to then go out, and then for the red lights to count on, and then we will go racing. But this is a little complication for, as you say, all the teams, all the drivers, because they have a setup which they are fully expecting, and then it changes. Let's hope that everybody can just reset if necessary. We're getting ready then for the race to start. Lights out! Formula E is go with four-wheel drive traction, and it's Pascal Wehrlein battling away with Oliver Rowland, and Oliver Rowland on the inside for Nissan has got the edge into turn one. Oliver Rowland leads, big battle behind Jake Dennis, side by side there with Max Günther, and Günther is trying to take that third place. I think he probably has from Jake Dennis. Remember, this is early stages of the race. You want to try and get into a little bit of clear space, but you don't necessarily want to be pulling away out in front and using too much electrical power. So try and settle in. We've got a freeway battle. Oh my goodness, that's all getting very tight. And this is one of the tight corners where it can go wrong.
Yeah, brilliant move from Jean-Eric Verne there. He went down the inside of turn 4, round the outside of turn 5, and as the Constantina came in, he made a couple of places there.
Yeah.
Very good start from Oliver Rowland.
Max being Max. Such a nice guy.
Oh, that's interesting. Talking about Max Günther, he says there's damage on his car, potentially, Jake Dennis. So we'll have to see. He's running in 4th place at the moment, with Roland leading the race from the reigning champion Pascal Wehrlein. Günther is in 3rd place, Dennis in 4th place, Antonio Felix da Costa. But then, as you say, Jean-Eric Verne has made a very good bit of progress. Dan Tickton was trying to make a move. Sam Bird's done pretty well, because he started a long way back down the grid, but he's moved up into 11th place, so that's a good start.
Yeah, great start from Sam. I mean, last year's victor, let's not forget. So he knows exactly what he needs to do to get it done.
Mitch Evans moved up a lot of places. He's in P15. Considering that he started in the last place, that's quite impressive.
Absolutely right. And seeing Mortara getting involved there as well. This is all looking very exciting. On board with Norman Nato, currently in 8th position. Race leader, though, Oliver Roland, just trying to make that break a little bit from Pascal Wehrlein, but he will not be trying to charge away too much.
No, and Jean-Eric Verne is very feisty. He's trying to move on Jake Dennis.
Yeah, round the outside, the gold and black, that is Jean-Eric Verne trying to go around Jake Dennis with the white and red. And yeah, he's managed to get him, hasn't he? So he's managed to get that position, and Jake Dennis is now down into 5th position. So Jake Dennis is the second of those two cars you're looking at. The man who was very quick in qualifying but just missed out on the battle for pole. Champion a couple of years ago, now settling in, but he's still in the game. He's still very much in the game, but Jean-Eric Verne, with all his experience in Formula E racing, seems to be thoroughly fired up. We did see he looked pretty happy even after qualifying, despite the fact that he hadn't been in the battle for pole.
Yeah, the DS Penske's are looking very racy this afternoon. They definitely have an air of confidence around them. They've made some changes from last year to this year. Max joining the team, and Jean-Eric is just slicing through the field at the moment.
Yeah, so we shall see how this develops. Down towards the back, we've got some of the youngsters down at the back who haven't had such a good start. Zane Maloney's down there. He's one of them. So is Taylor Barnard. But they are all still learning about what it is to race in Formula E.
And very civilized so far. There were no incidents or broken wings, so the pack is still very close together. So let's see how long that will last.
Absolutely right. So here we are on board with Jean-Eric Verne. So, you've got to be careful under braking there, otherwise you're going to run into the back of Da Costa.
This is where we're seeing the upgraded front wing being a lot more robust than the last 2 years, because that impact last year would have been an issue.
Yeah, that happened exactly to me at the same spot. You have to be ready to stop sometimes, and a small
I think
touch.
that's...
big crash there.
I spoke a bit too fast.
Yeah, that's Muller, isn't it? It's so...
That's a safety car for sure.
Nico Muller and Jake Hughes, that is.
Yeah, Nico Muller is the one on the inside, Jake Hughes on the outside with the Maserati. The two of them have come together. So you were just saying, unfortunately, Andre, it had all been clean, but it's not now. And sadly, Jake Hughes and Nico Muller, let's see, we'll hopefully get a replay of what actually caused it. The safety car is now out. They are slowing down. And of course, remember, no one has gone into attack mode just yet. You're not allowed to for the first couple of laps.
It looks like it's an exit of turn 5 and 6, and it's a very tricky place because you can be side by side going into 4 and then together in 5, but then it gets so tricky onto the straight, and probably Nico didn't want to leave enough space, or maybe it happened with Jake Hughes squeezing Nico in turn 5, and then they touched, and then they ended up in the wall.
Yeah, that's a great shame. A real disappointment. Pit stop. Sorry. Let's just have a look at Muller. Let's have a look at how this all... Oh! Now, that's interesting. It was a real collection there. The Cupra Kiro. And then there was a separate... to both of them.
They were almost
Kiros.
Innocent victims, the pair of them.
Yeah, absolutely. They were both involved. The second one was Beckman. The first one was Dan Tickton, who went in a bit too fast, but they sort of got away with that. But it was Beckman, I think, that then was involved in that other incident.
Yeah, there was no intentional bad driving there. It was just a chain reaction of trying to avoid contact and then going a bit in the dust, and that, unfortunately ended the race for both of them. They didn't even try to do anything bad there.
Wow. We're looking at the view for Jake
So if we
Hughes.
follow the blue Maserati of Jake Hughes here, you can see that he has to slow down a little bit. He's going on the outside.
Attention everyone, we have
And then he
heavy
just
duty
checks up and he just
machinery on the
understeers
track,
straight
so
to the wall.
please follow
there was
straight.
contact between Buemi.
Safety car, do not wait, because the equipment is on the track.
So just a bit of from the race director about being careful about...
So yeah, he had some momentum in the exit, and Buemi didn't really have such a good exit. But Buemi then had a bit of a power slide, which touched Jake Hughes' front wheel and then sent him in the barriers, and Nico had nowhere to go.
Absolutely, I agree. That's just one of those things that sometimes happens, and it is that kind of area of the track that we totally understand that. They all bunch up there. It's a tight area coming out on exit. It is very easy for it to go wrong and hit the wall. So the marshals doing a fantastic job getting those cars out of the way. We're under safety car, still in the very, very early stages of this first race of season 11.
And this...
So let's just see how they are all just going to be looking after power at this stage. And remember, we may well get extension to the race distance from 31 laps to be increased. If we're behind safety car, they will add a couple of extra laps depending on how long they are behind the safety car. So the power use is still very, very important. It doesn't suddenly mean, oh, they're going to have loads of power. No, because they are likely to have extra laps added to the race. Everybody taking it very steady in that area because of the work that's being done by the marshals to collect those cars. So Oliver Rowland with that great start from second place on the grid. Just talk us through it, Andre.
It looked like Pascal had a bit of wheel spin. It was not a reaction time issue. So I think, yeah, the Nissan adjusted their settings better, and then he had just a better drive off the start.
Yeah, no, that was good. And Pascal Wehrlein felt, no, I don't need to battle it. What else did you see there, James?
Well, they just look so fast.
Yeah.
The starts look so
drive.
fast. It's quite impressive to see. But yeah, an amazing start from the Nissan car of Oliver Rowland, and making sure it counts.
And then we saw this battle with Jake Dennis in the middle of quite a lot of action. In fact, he was slightly further ahead at that point. It was more Norman Nato who was in that middle group there.
It was very impressive from Jean-Eric Verne there. Where he placed his car was perfect. Stayed out of trouble, got around the outside of them.
So this is Max Günther, who also delivered well. He was battling with Jake Dennis, and Jake was complaining afterwards. That was tight.
There's the contact.
Yeah, didn't leave him much space there. That was not very fair, because obviously you're side by side, and there's not much space on the other side for Jake. So that's exactly what he was complaining about.
And let's see what it was like for the poleman, Pascal Wehrlein.
So you see on the steering wheel these little LED lights. They're indicating how much wheel spin you have, and then maybe you can adjust a bit your throttle. But normally now it's a different dynamic, because it's full traction control of the line. So it looks like he was pretty much under control, but it means like the Nissan have better systems after the line.
Well, he's still in a very good position, second place. Being the leader is not always the best thing, because that can sometimes use up more energy. And into the pits, Taylor Barnard.
Did you get my message?
No, please repeat.
I'm not entirely sure whether my car is straight.
So we've just seen Taylor Barnard with a tyre change
copy.
coming into
so
the pits.
First thing is, let's just check your pressures, please. Just check your pressures.
And we're just listening in to Sam Bird, checking pressures. He did make up a bit of ground in the early part of that.
He made some moves. I mean, it was definitely an action-packed first 2 laps, or first 2.5 laps that we got there. And Mitch Evans, unbelievable, Andre.
Yeah,
up to 12th.
Yeah, just saw that. Like, he was 15th a few moments ago, and now he's 12th. So that's a great effort from starting last. He didn't seem so confident when I was speaking to him that he can move ahead, and with the flat-out racing that there is at the back of the grid, but now he's really close to the point.
This is not racing.
Copy, tell us about
I don't know the front wing. I don't know. I think he's moving. I'm not sure. I don't want to pit yet, but obviously safety car will be, if we need to pit under safety car, but
exactly, we're looking
try to have
we can have a look.
Gonna pass.
It's
close.
definitely damaged that front wing.
Yeah, but he's holding on through the top of it, so he could take the risk to continue, but it could snap on the straight with the high downforce and with the high speed. So it's a tricky choice.
It's not going well for Envision, is it? Because already the other car of Robin Freins that had a problem on the grid.
Let's see if we can see what happened.
Yeah.
So I think his car's fully shut down. You can see the dashboard is completely blank, and I just think his car's shut down. So that's definitely a pretty serious issue.
So they did the right thing, really, to move him out of the way, wait for the start. That is one of the rules in Formula E. But for Envision, this is really not working out well, as we've just seen for Sebastian Buemi, who's down in 15th place, but with a damaged front wing as well. And it's just not looking good for the team at all, which is a bit disappointing. They've had highs and lows. Last year was a bit of a tough year anyway, but we shall see.
Yeah, but I have to say, as an ex-team principal, I'd definitely be bringing that car in to have a new front wing under the safety car if you're allowed, because you know, you can't expect it to survive 25 laps of attrition when you know for sure there's going to be contact with other cars if you're in that part of the grid. So I would probably bring Buemi in.
So let's see how Mitch Evans has made up so many places since the early part. He started last, to remind you, because he didn't get the car to qualify because it just wouldn't run. So down the outside into turn 4. Look how many places he came. Sorry, turn 7. Turn 7, yeah. And then coming through turn 8. Yeah, but that was lovely.
Yeah, great opportunity to go around the outside. Everyone is focused on defending on the inside, and sometimes there's just a path and you go for the gap, and that's exactly where he made all these places.
And what's great is by doing that move, he didn't actually spend energy to gain the places. So he's not lost any of his battery efficiency or anything like that. He's just purely outbraked 4 cars into one corner.
Yeah, so that has worked well. And as you say, to see Mitch Evans up into 12th place already, there is investigation between the Nato and Mortara contact that was made, so we'll see what goes on about that, and of course more, yeah, the Hughes and Muller collision as well. That's being investigated, understandable, but as we've seen, it was sort of involving several different cars. It wasn't just them, really.
I don't think there's going to much investigation for this incident, really. It was just like a bit of a freak racing accident that it's no one's fault.
Yeah, no, I totally understand what you're saying. When it gets a bit busy like that, it can...
It's a long safety car period. Let's see how that will affect the race. In general, in the past it was that, okay, they extend the laps, but usually you have a bit more energy available, so we might see a bit faster lap times than a normal situation.
We've got high temperatures here as well, so this is a little bit of an opportunity for the electric power units to cool down a touch, presumably, once they're behind the safety car, because they will be running very, very warm. And if they run too hot, these electric power systems, they do have to back them off a bit.
Yeah, there is a system in place to protect the battery from derating, and it could be that if the consumptions are too high, that the drivers will need to drive to that limit in order not to exceed the output, and you could be in a situation where you're not able to use all the energy available.
We're going to go back to racing shortly. The safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. So, yeah, Mortara.
I think they've gone already.
Yeah, we are racing once again. So here we go. Oliver Rowland picks it back up once more ahead of Pascal Wehrlein with Max Günther in 3rd place. It's Nissan leading Porsche, leading DS Penske. And we are also keeping an eye on Da Costa in the other Porsche and Jean-Eric Verden. In fact, Günther has Wehrlein. It's very close between them as they went over the line. So Oliver Rowland's got the lead, but there could be a battle for 2nd position. Possibly Günther having a little look down the inside, but decides against it and just holds onto position. So it's still Oliver Rowland who is leading for Nissan at this stage. And now attack mode is being used for the first time, and Nick Cassidy was just moving out wide to go into attack mode. We've got a few drivers, in fact, who have gone into that. Stoffel Van Dorn, Lucas de Grassi have gone into it. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, an exciting moment we've got right now. 4-wheel drive for the cars in attack mode, 2-wheel drive for the ones that are not. How are they going to capitalise that? And is Nick Cassidy going to be able to pull off some great moves with his 4-wheel drive?
Our virtual race engineer strategy saying attack mode of 2 minutes and then 6 minutes when you use the attack mode is the most likely. Some people have gone for 4 minutes, I notice, on the list there. You can see that de Grassi's gone for 6, or some have gone for 2-minute attacks as well. So they are going for slightly different approaches. Oh dear, and that is Lucas de Grassi, the only Brazilian racer here doing this event in Sao Paulo. Car is damaged and we've got yellow flags. And of course, for those who have gone to attack mode, this really hurts when you get the yellow flag.
Oh, there's front wing all over the straight.
Yeah, absolutely, and that can cause chaos as well. So they were still racing, coming down to the line here, of course, and now, as we see, Rowland is still just in front of Günther. Pascal Wehrlein, they are all still racing here because it's not a full safety car, it's just a yellow flag patch, so they can race hard.
Oh wow, on the exit of turn 3 there, Nick Cassidy just driving past 2 cars.
Fantastic, so he still does have attack mode because we're under yellow flag, but it doesn't lose attack mode for the other sections of the circuit where there are no yellow flags, and for the moment he is making up a good amount of time. If it does go, no, it looks as though the yellow flag's been withdrawn now, so this racing continues.
Yeah, remember attack mode is 350 kilowatts and four-wheel drive, so it's really maximizing everything there to overtake, which is not easy because the track is narrow, so you really have to be strategically in the right spot. He's already in P3 now, so really getting a great show from the attack mode.
Interesting, the Porsches have swapped round, but yes, you're right, look at where he is now. He's up in the second.
He's going to be in the lead at the start of the next lap, I'm sure of it.
So the driver who started in 10th place, who's gone to attack mode, the four-wheel drive attack mode, and we knew that it was worth about 2 seconds a lap, but for him to make the jump that he's just done is fantastic. Cassidy up into second place, and in first place, sorry, yeah, he's leading. So Nick Cassidy leading the race, having used attack mode. We're going to see plenty more of this as the race continues.
It's exciting. I mean, you need to be able to capitalise on it and use your four-wheel drive, but Nick knew exactly where to put the car. Every corner he was passing 1 or 2 cars. Amazing.
And a few more cars taking to the attack zone.
Guys, I think we're in for a show with this new attack mode system, and let's see how the drivers are going to maximize this, and then it's going to be hard to follow up with how many overtakings they're happening now and who is doing what and when and where.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a little tricky to keep in touch. But Nick Cassidy, who of course was very successful for many races last year, but then it all went a bit wrong for him in the final couple of rounds. He is now leading this race. Oliver Rowland with Max Günther holding on in behind, but then keep an eye on Stoffel van Dorn, who's in the blue Maserati, because he is now running the attack mode. You'll see the magenta colouring on the lighting at the back of the car there on the right as you look at it. That is a car that is running with the attack mode, and he's trying to find a way past, but it's not quite working just yet, but he will do.
I think some of the drivers have realised, after they've watched Cassidy drive past all of them, they realise they're going to have to put up a stern defence to try and keep these guys in attack mode behind them, because Cassidy took full advantage of being the first one ever to use this new attack mode, drive past them all.
Yeah, the advantage he had is that not many people were on attack mode when he went for it, and I think that is key, because you don't want to take attack mode when a lot of cars are taking it, because then there's not the delta in performance.
Plenty more using attack mode, so again they're choosing how much time to use, whether you use 4 minutes now and 4 minutes later, use it twice during the race, or whether you use 6 minutes now and 2 minutes later.
So you have to use a total of 8 minutes during the race. You can split that up into 2-minute sections for everybody at home to understand. The team pre-decides what they're going to do, and that is what makes a difference.
But I would guess that it's best to keep it as late as possible, but the danger is obviously if there's a safety car then you can't use it, but if you have an attack mode left in your pocket and you're in the game, then you're in a really good position.
So Nick Cassidy, who as you say was the first to go into that attack mode effectively, to use it. Oh, a little bit of lock-up going on as the Porsches are battling again and going back the other way, because Pascal Wehrlein now goes back ahead of Antonio Felix da Costa. Wehrlein back up into 5th place. Remember, Wehrlein was the pole sitter. Oh, and the other Lola has gone off now. That's a bit of a shame. They're having a bit of a tough time. So Zane Maloney and his teammate already in the pits and having a chat with his team, not looking very happy at all, is he? So Lucas de Graciel, and we've got more.
Both the Porsches.
Yeah, both the Porsches going into attack mode. This could be very interesting.
So they've gone for the 2 minutes in the beginning, so they're going to have a 6-minute boost of attack mode towards the end of the race.
There you see the strategic aspect of the race, so they're taking the prize to lose a few positions now and not being at the front, which is always a bit of danger because you can get into incidents, but then if they're able to capitalize later on their 6 minutes, they're in a good position.
Jaguar have gained very well in this race so far. Nick Cassidy is leading the race, and Mitch Evans, who started from the very back, he's now up into 7th position. He is in attack mode at this point, so this is working well, and he's ahead of Wehrlein and da Costa at the moment on those attack modes. They're all having a very good race, in fact, you can see that. So you've got the Jaguar there with the gold colouring across the top, the new livery, battling away. That is Evans, and he has got the Porsches, which have been going extremely well, and in fact Evans has just set a new fastest lap, so that is working well for the man who started from the very back. And you think how Jaguar had a tough time. Norman Nato moving ahead of his teammate, Nissan running 2nd and 3rd. And then we've got this other little battle with Jake Dennis getting very, very involved too. So it really is swapping and changing all the time here at the moment as attack mode is back in play, and Norman Nato using that attack mode. The seconds running off. He's only going to have it for a few more seconds, but he is now, well, he's behind the leader, Cassidy. Cassidy's still in front, but he is leading the rest of that group, of course.
So you have drive-through penalties for car number 5. Taylor Barnard, and then Sam Bird, and also Nato for using overpower. So it's interesting.
All the Nissan. Three of the Nissan powertrains, that is. That's such a shame.
Yeah, so the way that works, the race control has the telemetry, and they can see if the spike in power. You just need to have a little spike over a bump of an overpower, and then that's immediately a penalty. So that is the difficulty for the teams, to be as close as possible to using the maximum power.
Look at how Nick Cassidy used that power very, very effectively as he moved his way through the order and to take the lead of the race, but he has lost that lead briefly, although now he's still battling with it, and he is back in front once again. So interestingly,
Norman Nato had to take that drive-through penalty.
Yeah, that's why, because he's had to come into the pits. So Norman Nato, who had got in front, has now had to make the pits stop or pit run and come back out again, and that really is going to hurt him very, very much. Jake Dennis now on the right, the British driver, trying to get past another British driver, Oliver Rowland, and he does so. These two were fighting in qualifying earlier on, and now they're running up in that top group. But just look where Mitch Evans is. Mitch Evans, who started at the very back of the grid, is now in 4th place in the Jaguar.
Rowland is actually quite in a good position. He hasn't used any attack modes yet, and he's still in the game.
That's impressive, the fact that he's not used the attack mode yet. Oliver Rowland, who's currently running in 3rd place in the Nissan, the red and white Nissan, he hasn't used it yet, so he's in good shape.
Yes, he hasn't used it, but the others did of the Nissan powertrains, and they all had penalties. So I wonder if he's going to get away with it. I hope for his sake that he can.
Well, let's see how the team can react to that. Maybe they have some mode on the steering wheel that maybe they can adjust a little something to protect themselves from that, but I don't think so.
We've got the energy numbers on the screen here. We can see that everyone's looking pretty good, but I think the Porsches look quite good back there, but it seems like the attack mode is overpowering anything to do with having a single % of energy.
Yeah, now I think the Porsches are also in a good shape because they still have 6 minutes left, and when you see how powerful that is, how quickly you can get to the front, and they're still in position in P6 and 7, and they can even work together as a team.
Yeah, you can see Da Costa and Verline, they've got almost 2% more than Cassidy and Evans in the Jaguars. So, as you said, Andre, when we get towards the end of this race and they've got that 6-minute attack zone, they're going to be able to use that power to drive past them.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see. You need the most energy, and so Ollie Rowland is in good shape, but we shall see. So is Jake Dennis, potential runners towards the end of the race that will be pushing even harder. You're on board with Nick Cassidy, running in 2nd place currently, just following down behind Ollie Rowland, but Rowland with that little bit more power, and it's still very close in this group. Jake Dennis in 3rd, Evans up there in 4th place. It's remarkable, even though he might have used a bit more power. That front wing still wobbling away a little bit on Sebastian Buemi's car, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much.
No, so he took the bet to stay out and hope that the wing will hang on. So let's see. It's quite wobbly. Could be that he gets a warning from the race control to come and change that, because it could be a potential danger, but for the moment, all good.
And you're showing on the screen now, on the graphics, how much they've got attack remaining, and it is only Ollie Rowland, the race leader, who in theory still has the full 8 minutes of attack mode to use, but we do wonder why it's come up like that.
He also has an energy advantage over Cassidy. I wonder if he's going to spend that energy advantage to try and pull away before taking his attack mode, and then see if he can use attack mode to even pull away further from the field.
That's a very good point indeed. It may well be the case. Maloney, meanwhile, has made up a lot of ground, hasn't he, with the Lola? He's up into 9th place, the yellow and blue Lola Yamaha.
It's really impressive. I just checked. Jean-Luc Verne took attack mode. He was in position 15 or something like that, and he moved up almost 10 places. So that's like, we see potential for drivers to overtake 10 cars during attack mode.
Yeah, it really does make a huge difference. We're getting towards half distance, and they are still jostling for positions, but it's usually when we get into the final third of the race when we really see them go into full race mode, if you like. They're not then having to save energy quite so much, but you are always thinking, how much energy have I got? Where can I go on the attack? and that's what they'll all be playing with. Rowland from Cassidy, from Jake Dennis in third.
He's gone for it, yeah, he's got the gap. He used his energy advantage to pull away, and he's hoping to stay in front. I think he's going to be able to cut back on Nick Cassidy and keep the lead.
Should be able to, because he's got that four-wheel drive extra horsepower now, 350 kilowatts, the equivalent of about 460, 470 horsepower.
So now this is also the different aspect of attack mode, to use it to defend yourself and rather than overtaking.
Yeah, and he's gone for only 2 minutes, hasn't he? So he's gone for a relatively short run attack mode, which will still give him a good amount for later in the race.
Yeah, it should allow him to pull away now from Nick Cassidy. From what we've seen, he should be able to pull away 2 or 3 seconds from the rest of the pack here, give himself a bit of a gap, and then he has a choice. Do I wait until later on in the race? I mean, I can't believe we're only a halfway point. There's been so much action already. It
has, that's right. But Ollie Rowland's in a very, very good position at the moment, bearing in mind what he's done so far. There are some good battles going on further down the order as well. And we're just wondering if the race length will be extended at all, but it's still showing it's on the same number of laps. It hasn't so far been extended due to the safety car period that came out a little while ago, but that is something, yeah, that we need to keep a little bit of an eye on. Top two are just getting away a little bit from everybody else, and we're seeing, well, top three to be honest, because, yeah, Cassidy in second, Dennis in third, and then that little gap back.
Does anybody know how Zane Maloney has appeared in 5th place?
No, but it's a good job, definitely. He used his attack mode when not many drivers were on attack mode, so he definitely made the most out of it.
Do you think he was saving energy in the beginning and he built up a bit of a buffer and he came through? I have to say, I didn't catch his energy numbers, but that's very impressive from Zane Maloney.
It is, but it doesn't look like it's an efficiency race at the moment. It looks like they're driving flat out till the braking point.
There's a good battle going on for second place here, because Nick Cassidy coming under more pressure from Jake Dennis and from his own teammate Mitch Evans, who sneaks past Jake Dennis. So now the Jaguars are running right up there in second and third.
3rd place from last on the grid in 15 laps.
Okay, what's going on behind me?
Where do you see that?
How many people taking what?
You've got the next 3 cars behind you. You've got 1 attack left to take.
Dennis is still looking pretty. He's still got 2% more than all the cars in front of him. So he maybe, you know, he's in 5th place right now, but he has a good amount of energy in his pocket.
But look at the lead that Oliver Rowland's managed to build up with the attack mode. That's very, very impressive. He's got a big gap to the battle that's going on for second place. Nick Cassidy in second place with De Vries up there. I mean, he's come from a long, long way back as well. He was on the last row as well.
I'm
Mitch Evans at the start.
I'm loving this new format because everyone is in the mix at the front at some point. This is really, really impressive, and it's working out great. Well, I don't see any other racing series where you see that much action.
No, and the Porsche guys are having to get pretty involved as well. You're on board with Pascal Wehrlein. He's still in this game, no doubt about it. He's in 4th place. His teammates lost a couple of places down into 8th position. So Antonio Felix da Costa is in this little group. And we'll see whether he can do something with that. But they are incredibly close. I mean, this could all change at any point, except the fact that Oliver Rowland has made that break.
I do wonder if we're going to see any tyre degradation coming in over the next sort of 10 laps, because everyone's been pushing so hard, and we've heard all the drivers and teams say that tyres are going to play a big role in this race.
Yeah, there are 2 aspects with the tyres. There's a normal wear, meaning that you get less and less thread on the tyre, but then there's also the thermal aspect. So if you push the tyre too hard and it overheats, then you get less and less grip. But it doesn't seem like it's an issue for the drivers here. It's more of a longitudinal track effort on the tyre than the lateral.
This is going to be interesting because Pascal Wehrlein, who has started from pole, is now using the attack mode, and he's just moved up into second place, and he's got a real chance now of catching Oliver Rowland, the race leader. And so we're coming back to the top 2 qualifiers, virtually about to race against each other. We can see the gap between them coming down all the time, that Wehrlein is using this 4-wheel drive attack mode. Look how much closer he is.
Yeah, what's great with the 4-wheel drive is you get so...
There he is.
You can fire yourself out of the corners so quickly, and we see Pascal there taking the lead of the race, because with the 4-wheel drive, as soon as you pick up the throttle, you have massive amounts of acceleration. You can still lift off and save energy at the end of the straight, but you're arriving at the speed where you lift off so much faster.
So Pascal Wehrlein has now retaken the lead, and in fact the other Porsche, da Costa, also using the attack mode up into 3rd place, and it looks like he's now going to be able to go past Oliver Rowland. But remember, Rowland himself has kept a lot of energy, the attack mode energy, for later in the race. He used it initially quite late in the race, stayed up front, and now we've got a change for the lead between the two Porsches because Da Costa going down the inside, but Pascal Wehrlein will not give it up. They are racing. This is proper racing, even at this stage in the race. And now, actually, Ollie Rowland is going for it already. I thought it might be longer, but he's gone for a 6-minute attack.
I think he doesn't want to slip back into the clutches of the others. He knows how powerful it is. He needs to get back on it, get back to the front of the race, and keep himself in clear air.
That does make sense. Yeah, that lead group may well break away from the rest of the pack at this point, but let's wait and see. And I was fascinated there, Andre, to watch the battle between the two teammates. It's not over yet. Between Pascal Wehrlein, who's going to run out of attack mode much more soon than Da Costa. Da Costa going for it.
Follow Pascal, follow Pascal.
Well, that's going to be interesting because Antonio Da Costa has 1 minute more attack mode left, and that's such a big delta in performance. Maybe this radio message is from one lap before, we don't know, and I think we'll see him in the lead in the next lap.
I think at the exit of this corner, as soon as Pascal loses the attack mode, we've seen how powerful it is. There's no way Porsche can expect Da Costa to stay behind. It would be counterintuitive for the team, surely.
Absolutely, because the battles are coming from behind. We've got a bunch of cars in attack mode at the moment. As you say, no surprise, Da Costa has taken the lead. Pascal Wehrlein has gone down to second place, but he's still very much in it. And Oliver Rowland in the red and white Nissan there, who was leading for a good section of the first part of the race, he's now got more of that attack mode energy than anybody else.
So he's going to be theoretically the next one in the lead, and at the moment no penalty for him. He's on the Nissan powertrain, let's remember. Oh, Jake Dennis, issue there.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Like a technical issue.
Oh, well, that is a great shame because he has been running extremely well in this race, Jake Dennis, and we thought that he was a definite, not only a potential winner, but certainly a potential podium finisher. But that is looking as though, as you say, there's been a technical problem with that. So we've got Da Costa leading at the moment. Antonio Felix Da Costa, who took more wins than anybody last year, but the championship didn't work all the way through. But Oliver Rowland is going to be able to go on the attack in just a few seconds because Da Costa's about to run out.
Car's red, mate.
Copy. Low isolation from the looks of things. Go mode 0.
So that message shows that there's a problem with the connection of his battery. Oliver Rowland taking the lead there, as you quite rightly predicted, using his extra power, take the lead. But there are yellow flags down at turn 1. I really hope that he didn't make that move where the yellow flags were.
That's a good point, if the yellow flags are down there. But Oliver Rowland has taken the lead once again, and he's still got more energy. Oh, red flag.
So this red flag is caused because Jake Dennis had a red car. Now this, for everyone at home, this means that the car is unsafe. Nobody can touch the car. There's an isolation issue, so it's something that, for safety purposes, it's better to red flag the race.
Yeah, you will see that maybe he has to jump out of the car without touching
Attention everyone, we had to
but it also
present
means
a red flag. We have a red car on the track. We have a red car on the track.
This is a very rare occasion, but this also means they're taking, if the race doesn't get restarted, they're going to take the position from the penultimate lap, which means Da Costa was ahead.
So when it gets restarted?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Da Costa will start on pole then, you think?
Yeah,
when
if they restart. Yeah.
Well,
exciting.
We shall see. It's going to be exciting, there's no doubt about it. But of course, how does it work with the attack mode? Because of course, under red flag, the clock is still ticking away, but I wonder if they will reset the amount.
I think it's going to be advantage Nick Cassidy, because Nick Cassidy is the only person in the top 10 who has only taken one of his attack modes.
That's really interesting.
And if he's the only one to take it, everyone's bunched up at this restart. Nick Cassidy and Mitch Evans could drive right to the front.
So this will neglect the attack mode advantage of all the others, Gunther and Roland. So you will all be on par at the restart. You will all be on par at the restart.
Okay, well, we shall see how this all works out, because they are about to head out onto the circuit, and then we will be going once again into the final part of the race any moment soon. The green lights on at the end of the pit lane. Away we go behind the safety car. Antonio Felix Da Costa, followed by Oliver Rowland. Pascal Wehrlein is in that group as well, with Max Günther. You were just riding on board with for a moment as they come back out. Sam Bird was actually sent around to do a lap because he pitted before everybody else pitted, so they made him just use up the energy level in the car to be at the same level. And look how close they are, not only to each other, but to the safety car.
Oh, he's trying to get some slipstream from the safety car, and you know, it's quite funny. They're in the same color, so now you know why the Porsche Formula E car is in the purple colors, because the Porsche Taycan Turbo S has got released in that color. So you see, a good design feature there.
So there we are on board the safety car briefly, which is being followed so very, very closely. Bruno Correa, who is Portuguese, but actually he's lived in Brazil at times himself and raced in Brazil, but he has been the safety car driver for Formula E for quite some years now as he leads them around, and we will have the whole group together. But remember, unfortunately, we have lost a few cars that will not be playing any part in this, and one of those was Jake Hughes, who we were saw very early out in this, and Jake Dennis, of course, who we heard from just now.
Yeah, a bit curious as to why some of the cars came out so late at the, to rejoin at the back of the queue.
Yeah.
Normally you have to stay within a certain number of car lengths, and they're definitely further behind than they should be.
Sebastian Buemi, I wonder if would they have changed that front wing on Buemi's car? Would they have the ability to do that?
Yes, but that's also put into the back.
Okay. So safety car will enter pits, and it's going to be a standing start.
Just
so we have confirmation
to remind everyone,
that it
we
will
go
be
now
an
as
all-new
it's
standing start.
There is a standing start. You all go to the real grid. There is no dummy grid, so everyone to the final grid position.
That's good sense. They go straight to the grid and then get ready to go again.
So who's got their money on Oliver Rowland to get past the Porsche on the way down to turn 1 again?
I don't think it will be the same scenario as at the start of the race. I think you'll have a good start from both cars.
They will have four-wheel drive start again, won't they?
Yep.
From the
Full
standing
drive,
start.
full power, even more power than when they're actually on attack mode, because the constraints on the front FPK are not so aggressive at the start of the race than during the attack mode. So there's a bit of a power management there, but yeah, at the start it's complete full power at the front and at the rear.
There's going to be 10 laps to go. The tyres, which we know are a little softer this year, but we haven't heard any comments really from any drivers on radio saying, I'm really struggling with my tyres. On this track, it seems to be working okay. And James, you're just pointing out a couple of cars with more energy than you expected to see.
Yeah, Taylor Barnard has got 5%, so almost 10% more than the rest of the field at this exact moment, going into this final third of the race, because he had to save so much energy early on.
This is, I think, because of their penalty. So I remember when your race would be compromised, then you're back on track, behind. So the only chance to get back into the race is to save a lot of energy, just be at the back of the field and hope for another safety car. And so that is what's happening now. And so now they have a surplus of energy when the race is restarting.
And he does have more attack mode, doesn't he?
Exactly, as well. So he's got more energy, and he's still got one attack mode to take. So we could see Taylor Barnard firing himself up the order from 15th.
Sam Bird also has another opportunity to use attack mode. So watch the two Neom McLarens, the orange liveried machines, which are going to be starting down in 15th and 16th places, but also watch the Jaguars, which are starting from 6th with Nick Cassidy and 10th with Mitch Evans. It won't make a difference on the start. They won't have more power than everybody else at the start, but when they go into attack mode, once we're back to racing, that's when it could make a big difference.
And also another sign that it's going to be an energy race. You see, no one has tried to do a burnout rolling up to the starting grid position, so everyone is trying to save as much as possible in energy, because there will be added laps.
There will be added laps, yes. We will update you on those when we can. The last few cars are just moving into position. Antonio Felix da Costa is on the pole position on the right as you look at it there. Oliver Rowland on the left. Behind them, Pascal Wehrlein, who did start from pole originally. Taylor Barnard, we were talking about, who's going to have some more attack mode to use. Both of the McLarens in good shape. We are just about to see the lights coming back on once again. Who is going to take the first victory of this new season in Formula E? We should find out fairly soon now. We're still waiting for the clearance to be given for the red lights
everyone, the orange
to be coming
light
on.
is off.
Building up, we're building up. for the second time today in Sao Paulo in Brazil. Lights out, we're racing once again, and again it's a good start from Oliver Rowland, I think. Oliver Rowland in the red and white Nissan has definitely got off the line well, and he's going to retake the lead. Yes, he is, from Antonio Felix da Costa, but Max Günther goes round the outside, and then on the inside, Max Günther moves up into second place, gets past da Costa, and da Costa's now going to be under attack from his own teammate, Pascal Wehrlein. So what a great start that was by Oliver Rowland.
Yeah, so they definitely have a really good traction control of the line, so they've proven it twice, so I was wrong. That really shows how much of a good job they're doing with the systems.
Oh, there's almost an incident for Tina, particularly for Evans, but thankfully it was all sorted out. Nick Cassidy still in 6th place, waiting to use his attack mode, and Evans there, who nearly got involved in an incident, but he did well to avoid it. Oliver Rowland. Now remember, at this stage, nobody's in attack mode. Let's listen.
Confirm laps before I go crazy, right?
Copy on it.
Confirm laps before I go crazy, because you can't use all your energy. That's basically what he's saying. You cannot use all your energy until you know how many laps there are going to be.
No, and as we touched on before, last year he ran out of energy before the finish line at a race, so he definitely wants them to double check those numbers, make sure that they get everything straight, and hopefully he's got the pace to pull out.
Now, are we going to see the drivers that still have attack mode available, are they going to do it on this lap? If they do, you will see them run very deep into this next sequence of corners, and we were looking for the Jaguars in particular. Yes, one of the Jaguars is, and not the other, so that's interesting. Cassidy goes into attack mode. Evans has decided to hold on a little bit longer. Drive through penalty on Maloney. That's a shame, because we were hoping that he might be able to move up the order a bit, Zane Maloney, but he's got a drive through penalty, and he is of course learning all about driving Formula E.
Right, it's time for Nick Cassidy to make his money. He is in attack mode. He can overtake all of these cars in front of him. Will he be able to make it happen, Andre?
Party time, so I think so. From what we've seen before with him, it's possible. He still has 3.5 minutes left. He's in P8. The field is quite close together, so let's see what he's capable of doing.
He's got to get past his teammate first, because he's dropped behind Evans. He goes down the inside and into turn 10. Yep, that extra power has given him the speed down the straight, and team orders also said, we're told apparently to Evans, keep out of the way, let Cassidy go. And of course that might be returned later on, because Evans will also be using his attack mode shortly.
Oliver Rowland is under investigation for overpower. This is something we saw strike down the other 3 Nissan powertrains earlier on in the race. He's in the lead and under investigation.
My goodness, so Oliver Rowland, who's been so strong in this race, but is there going to be an issue there? Meanwhile, we'll wait to see others who are using that attack mode. Sam Bird is moving up the order as well, using his attack mode. He's up into 11th place currently. How far can Cassidy get here?
He's up to 4th already, so the 2 Porsches ahead of him. I think this should be a happy hunting ground for him and Jaguar.
Yeah, okay. I think Rowland will for sure get a penalty. Maybe it's those superstars they're doing. Maybe they're overpowering on those starts.
Well, that's an interesting point, and it's a tough one, but keep an eye on that Jaguar with the yellow top, because that is Nick Cassidy with 2 minutes still with the attack mode, and it is helping him move up through the order. Those cars that he's up against right now do not have any attack mode available, but he's got to make up a few more places in this remaining 2 minutes to use that extra horsepower and the 4-wheel drive that he's got. You'll see him make some extra moves as we come down the straight. He goes past the first of the Porsches, and then he's got to try and get past the second one as well as they come down towards turn 1. He's not going to make the move quite on da Costa there. Da Costa currently still in 3rd place, but Cassidy in 4th.
That will happen right after this corner in turn 4. Extra traction, extra power, and now we see Mitch Evans going for it.
Yeah.
So can be still a good day for Jaguar after having disappointing qualifying.
They are still going to get some good results. Nick Cassidy is up into 3rd place. Can he now chase down to Max Günther? Yeah, it might be 2nd place, because Oliver Rowland might get a penalty, so that could be changing. But at the moment, Ollie Rowland is still listed as our race leader with a gap of 1.6 seconds. But in some ways, as you say, James, this could actually end up being a battle for the lead, couldn't it?
It could very well be that this, between Max and Nick, is for the lead of the race. We don't know yet what's going to happen to Oliver with that investigation, but we should see Nick dive to the left right now.
Down the inside, Nick Cassidy takes it.
We're up on energy. Let's go.
This could be very good news indeed. for Nick Cassidy and for Jaguar, because he's got past the second place car, and we know the leader is under an investigation. We do not know yet if there's going to be a penalty for him, but he's got past everybody else so far. He's only got under 30 seconds left of attack mode now. In the background, you see Mitch Evans, similar car, the white, the black, the gold livery, the Jaguar. Mitch Evans, who has finished runner-up in the championship battles a couple of times in recent years. Oh, that was Tincton running a little bit over the curbing, but this is going to be interesting to see where Mitch Evans gets to.
Yeah, a little bit of track limits there for Dan Tincton cutting the inside of the corner. But let's see what Evans can do. I'm sure we're going to see on the exit of this corner, if we just stay on board with him, have a look at the traction he's got with the four-wheel drive compared to the cars that are not in attack mode.
Here we go. He's attacking Eden Mortara, and yeah, Mortara can't do anything. He can't even defend, really, can he? He just has to keep out the way.
No, but what a brilliant thing the attack mode is this year with the four-wheel drive. It's added such a new dynamic to the racing.
And what I also like is that everyone knows they don't have a chance to defend, so it's really reducing the amount of incidents because there's no point defending.
Here we go, he gains yet another place, and now there's a little battle going on between Costa and
Gunther,
yeah.
Costa, Evans. Tell you what, Jack could have a 1-2 here if Roland gets the penalty.
Wow, this is all coming together for Jaguar superbly at the moment. He's got up into what is third. Potentially, it could be second if Roland does get the penalty.
He's in the podium position, having started dead last in this race.
Incredible. Listen to Roland. Oh, no, I thought we might hear something about... Oh, now we may.
Do I have a drive-through?
Yes, mate, drive-through. Serve it this lap.
Oh, we have now learnt he does have a drive-through, Oliver Roland, and that means that Jaguar are running 1 and 2.
Who would have bet on this happening? Unbelievable.
And let's see if Mitch Evans is going to challenge Nick Cassidy for the lead.
Yeah,
Still
you're
have
right.
1 minute of attack mode left, and when you see the performance delta, he's really close, so he might even win this race.
And the team did get them to swap earlier, so what happens now?
Well, we're going to find out how much James Barkley learned after the disaster of last season.
I don't think he has anything that he can do there, because there's just too much performance delta. You will see Mitch Evans passing Nick Cassidy on the straight and going for the win.
Let's have a look then. This is fascinating. You're on board with Mitch Evans right now. It's a go moment. There's no doubt about it. He's coming up to try and go past his teammate Nick Cassidy. He's got the extra power. It's easy. He sweeps past. Remember, this is not the race over, and he is about to run out of that extra power, and then it could go down to a battle between them without either of them having the extra power. But will the team allow that? Or will they say, no, you just stick that way, guys. You are first and second. We'll have to wait and see.
Unbelievable turn of events. Who would have thought that this was going to happen?
From the back of the grid, from last place, Mitch Evans taking the lead. Incredible.
What a show. This is really impressive. And now the game is done.
And we've been given the extra laps. And look now, there's a chance to fight back for Cassidy.
There's still a long way to go in this race. There's 5 laps, 6 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Yeah, maybe we get excited a bit too quick because, yeah, the Porsches have very efficient powertrain, and Da Costa is right behind them with maybe more energy or a better car. Who knows? And now the slipstream will be in effect, so he could send it in turn 1. Let's see.
Yeah, anything can happen still. This is an amazing race, the way it's all been working out. And by the way, look at the 2 Neon McLarens. They're up into 6th and 7th places now. Sam Bird and Taylor Barnard having started quite down towards the back. Look at the battle up front. It's going all the way to Costa, fighting in there as well, the 2 McLarens, but it is Felix da Costa who tries to take the lead but doesn't quite manage to do it. Evans holds on for the moment. Da Costa second. Cassidy coming under more pressure now, though. It's Nick Cassidy who is dropping back a little bit, and in fact Evans has been able to take a slight advantage by all that battling going on. He managed to pull away another length or 2. Meanwhile, Barnard's gone ahead of Sam Bird. Oh, in the background you can see that there is Bird on the left of the orange cars, and oh no, contact! Oh,
Gunther, that's Gunther in the wall there on the exit turn 5.
So they're not to do anything silly.
A big crash there for one of the, I think it was one of the Porsches. I really hope it's okay. I think I saw a car upside down. I did.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah, so we have had one of them go off.
Upside down.
And it is up front, Mitch Evans from Antonio Felix da Costa. and it could well be Wehrlein and Cassidy. Looks like they've had an involvement.
Red flag.
But I was first in the penultimate lap.
I have no idea. I think Evans was first, but I don't know the order behind. But Taylor Barnard is currently in 3rd position. We called it out before the restart. With that energy advantage he's had, he's just driven through everybody.
But as you say, we may be going back a lap, so I rather doubt he will get 3rd place on the final result. If this is a final result, I think this will probably be called, but let's wait and see, and let's just hope the drivers who have been involved in an incident are okay. That's the main thing we just need to be aware of at the moment, with 2 drivers involved in an incident on that last section that we saw. Wehrlein and Cassidy, I believe. We haven't actually seen anything, but I know they've both dropped positions, so I presume it's those that are involved.
Yeah, the priority is for sure that Wehrlein is okay. I think he's okay. The impact was not so big. It just looks spectacular when the car is upside down, but the cars are very safe with the halo. Their head is very well protected. It's just very spectacular, but I think he might still be in the points if they don't restart the race, if they take the result from the penultimate lap. Maybe he was in P4.
Well, we will find out. There is Antonio Felix da Costa, who's been in that battle up front. My goodness, what a remarkable few laps that was. Just trying to work out who was going to be coming through next.
With the pack racing that we saw, I mean, we haven't seen that all race, and suddenly everyone was together. Everyone was jostling for position. They went 3 or 4 wide, and were all the concertina effect. They all got caught out in turn 4 and 5, and then we just saw Gunther in the wall, and then Pascal, unfortunately, upside down. I really hope he's okay.
Yeah, it was inevitable at some point, you know, when you have so many cars going for it at the end of a race, it's always like this, it heats up in Formula E, and then eventually it's not enough space for everyone. But yeah, as you said, we only saw a little bit how the car jumped off and then probably clipped the front wheel of another car, and that catapulted him in the air. And now it's going to take a lot of time for the car to be recovered. I don't know how he can get out of it, so it's let's see, there's no image at the moment, but hopefully he's okay.
Okay, well, hopefully we will find out. That we just need to know. We're just waiting to find out if they're okay. We will not see any action until we know that they're okay, but we will find out very shortly.
There are currently 3 cars in the top 6 that have served a drive-through penalty.
Right.
Barnard, Bird, and Nato.
Amazing. Yeah.
True.
And you know, the fact that the car that has crossed the line first is the one that started last, and yet we're not 100% sure on what the result will be if they have to go back a lap. We think that would still be the case, but let's wait and see.
The big question now is, are they going to decide to restart the race?
Exactly, that is the big question, because in theory there's another 6 laps.
Oh, I hope so.
Still due to be run.
I really hope so.
Because
this is some of the best racing I've ever seen.
After 75% of the race?
So currently P3.
So if we do get a restart, then he will be starting from 3rd place on the grid.
And we know how good the Nissan powertrain is at a start. And he has a Nissan powertrain.
Yeah. Maybe they can get a penalty again, though.
Well, let's hope not. I hope that they've been able to rectify whatever issues they've had. But imagine Taylor Barnard, as a rookie, winning a race. The first race of the season. It's a real possibility.
Could be, with the extra energy that he has. And we saw how much the slipstream effect is powerful on the straight line when Da Costa overtook the Jags. Like,
yes.
There's a really big slipstream effect for overtaking.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we shall wait and see.
So I've just heard that Pascal is okay, just so everyone at home can be rest assured.
And I believe, because we know they're okay, I think we are going to actually get a chance to see what happened. We'll just get a little bit more information in a moment coming through. The teams, obviously, they're logging into all the information they can. You're just looking at Sam Bird at the moment, currently 4th under this red flag situation with his teammate Taylor Barnard 3rd. So these two made a huge run up through the order thanks to using the attack mode that they had, even though they started nearly at the back, not quite, but near the back of the restart. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look, guys, at the accident that took place, and it's Pascal Wehrlein right at the front there. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's a huge impact.
It was Wehrlein and
Cassidy, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was.
I don't know if Pascal went in a bit too.
That was the one, yeah, that was the separate one that happened further up the order. But let's see if we can find, yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, it was Cassidy and Wehrlein that made the contact. And it's something we've seen in single-seater racing, Andre, many years when it's tyre to tyre, but you don't see it as often. When it does happen, there's nothing, just nothing you can do.
You know what happened? I think the damage in the steering from the previous incident. He went around the corner, he couldn't steer anymore, and that's how the contact was made with Wehrlein.
That's a very interesting point. So you think there was already damage on the car?
Yeah, it was.
He couldn't turn.
He couldn't turn because the damage was done on the
from the contact with Gunther after Gunther hit the wall in turn 5. It's damaged Cassidy's front right.
Because
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
The race is a red flag. The race is a red flag.
Well, they're all coming out now, and we are getting ready for this final sequence. There is the order that they are running, and there's the power. Look at the power difference, and it is Taylor Barnard.
Almost 4%, over 3% above the cars in front of him, which percentage-wise compared to them, what's left, is massive. It just looks like 3% on the screen, but it's way more than that in reality.
And I should be referring 3-4 laps to go. That is a big delta of energy if you divide it onto those next 3 laps.
Yeah, and energy, of course, is the right word, not power. This is electric energy. We're talking about the amount of electric energy that they have left. But Taylor Barnard is the one with the most of that available. You were just looking at him very briefly there. He will be starting of the first of the 2 of the Neon McLarens, the black and orange livery. So that one there, that has got the most energy for the restart of this race. Now, it will be done as a rolling start. The safety car's already beginning to ease away, and Mitch Evans beginning to slow the pack down. That's his job as the race, the man who will be starting the race up front. He controls the pace. He controls when he goes for it as the safety car starts to head back towards the pits. And then we're into the final stages of this remarkable first race of season 11 with these Gen 3 Evo Formula E cars using 4-wheel drive attack modes has been remarkable. They don't have that left now. I think everybody has used their attack modes, although actually I just see that Buemi, I'm not sure he has used all of his, but in terms of the energy left, we can see there are some changes too.
So now that's also a strategic point because he can dictate the space and maybe driving.
Okay, energy on the screen. So you're approximately 3% up over most cars around.
Slow down
so think about everything we've said.
Here we go, guys. This is the start, the restart of the race, probably the final start with added laps as well. 4 added laps. So we've still got plenty more to play with here. Mitch Evans is the race leader. He's under attack from Antonio Felix da Costa as they come down into the first corner, but it's all pretty straightforward so far. Third place, Taylor Barnard in the Neon McLaren, chased by Sam Bird, who won this race last year. So the extra laps had already been added, so we know it is still 4 laps to go basically. That was all had already been added to the list. And look at Buemi, who is using attack mode. So Buemi down in 14th has the potential to move up a few places, but whether he's going to be able to battle for the lead, I rather doubt that. It's Mitch Evans for Jaguar, ahead of the Porsche of Antonio Felix da Costa, then the 2 Neon McLarens.
There's a bit of contact going on in the back there. Yes. I just saw a front wing flying in the air. Let's hope that this doesn't cause any more yellow flags. But Taylor Barnard is sat in a great place, and the maturity of the young man, the young rookie right now, he's sat there, he knows he can let the 2 in front fight, and it's just going to put him in a stronger position as the laps count down.
Yeah, you're right, and he's getting himself into a good position here, isn't he? In 3rd place, up against these 2.
I think we're going to see some overtaking in turn 1 thanks to the slipstream effect. Da Costa for sure is going to try to make a move, and energy management doesn't seem to be too much of an option. I think the driver's going to lift a bit, but it's almost at a non-overtaking level.
Look at the battle between these 2 top racers with the youngster right behind them. What an opportunity this is for Taylor Barnard, but he's got his teammate Sam Bird there as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to find it hard to overtake the 2 drivers in front, even with the extra energy, because it doesn't look like the drivers have to lift off that much.
Oh, look at this, Da Costa going one way then the other, trying to take the lead from Mitch Evans, but Evans controlling it beautifully.
Taylor can go, he can win this. He's got to go though, because I'm going to get pressure from behind if he doesn't.
Yeah, that's a good comment from Sam Bird. He says they tell Taylor to go for it because he can win this. He thinks there is a chance for Taylor Barnard. We've got a yellow flag up there. Oh no, a warning flag.
That's for the front wing that came flying off on the last lap.
Okay, but, so they're keeping out of the way of that. But it is still the battle that is going on. We're on lap 33 out of 35. We're getting towards the end of this race. Mitch Evans, can he control it this time? When he lost the win in the penultimate corner, that corner there, last time they were here, that was in March, the same year, but last season.
Taylor needs to use his energy right now. He needs to stay full throttle all the way to the braking point in turn 1 and make this count. He has such a unique opportunity.
Let's see, can he make it work? Taylor Barnard, the youngster, into his first full season. He has raced Formula E before, but to go into this, well, he doesn't do it on this lap, that's for sure. He's still holding on to third.
So there are strategies for the drivers to try to not be overtaken in turn 1.
Evans still lifting, T4 and T7.
Ah.
So the way you don't get overtaken in turn 1 is saving energy around other corners where it's more difficult to get to overtake and easier to defend, and save the energy there, so you allow yourself to stay longer flat out in turn 1.
Oh, this is still close though. I wondered whether Da Costa was going to make contact with Mitch Evans, and they just about managed to sort it out. Buemi has moved up the order using his attack mode into 8th place, so some useful points possibly for Sebastian Buemi by having that attack mode in the latter stages, but the battle for the win is still very much Mitch Evans, Antonio Felix Da Costa, and potentially Taylor Barnard, the youngster, the not quite complete rookie, but in his first full season with Neil McLaren, being chased by Sam Bird. Sam, who put together that amazing final stages of this race last time out. And as they come over, this is going to make life very, very interesting indeed. On to the final lap. Mitch Evans still has control at this point.
It's unbelievable. Mitch Evans from last place, final lap of the race, and he's holding it.
He is holding it.
Let's see what happens in turn 4, the next opportunity for Antonio Da Costa. It's quite impressive to see also the straight line speed of the two cars compared to the McLaren. Like, he can't keep up Barnard on the straight lines.
The top 4 is definitely pulling away a little bit. Edo Mortara is in 5th place. Norman Nato is in 6th place. Mitch Evans is holding on the approach to turn 4. Can Da Costa find any other way of getting past? No doubt he's thinking back to what happened last year. I'm sure he saw how Sam Bird did it on the last lap. But Mitch Evans is doing beautifully here. He's opened up a little bit more of a gap, if anything. The energy dropping away, of course. Unlike Barnard, who's still got plenty more, but he doesn't seem to be able to use it yet. Let's wait and see. We're coming down into that section where Sam Bird took the win last year. Let's see how this goes.
There could be a big lift here on the last corner, like last year.
Barnard had nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go. Mitch Evans is still there. It looks good for Mitch Evans. Mitch Evans is heading through the final corner, and it looks as though the man who started at the very back wins in Sao Paulo. Remarkable. He started 22nd and last at the original start of this race, and Mitch Evans has taken victory. Wonderful stuff from him, with Da Costa in 2nd place, and well done to Taylor Barnard, the youngster, who has ended up with a podium in his first race of the year. Remarkable.
Amazing, amazing.